As we continue with the story of Gideon, we're coming now to the kind of verge of the battle that he's so famous for. And I think the thing that impresses me as I read it is an invitation to kind of reckless faith. The army is going to get cut down to 300. I know that some people would make a big thing about how the 300 are selected. Personally, I can't find anything whether people latch with their tongues or stoop down. To me, it's not terribly relevant. It's just that God is making his choice. And having made his choice, he then calls them into a kind of radical faith. We spoke earlier about faith or fear, and that's very important. But there's a moving on into a kind of faith that is the heart of progress. And I guess really it's the way Jesus started with his disciples when he first met them. You remember they'd been fishing and caught nothing. And Jesus said, throw the net the other side, which to these experienced fishermen was kind of crazy. But he said it. And there's something about when he says to do something that you feel, I've got to do it. And it's in the doing of the thing that seems kind of crazy, but with faith, that things start happening. I know for me, when God called me to leave my secular job, my parents thought, hey, you've gone mad. You had a pension, you had a safety, you had a good job, and you've given it all up. It was kind of a reckless faith, a kind of, let's just go for it. God's calling you to go, so you go. And here these 300 are going to go, and there's not a sword among them. They're leaving the choices with God. Do you know that's really kind of the heart of what it is to be a Christian, is kind of the heart of the way in which the kingdom is going to advance. You know, there's faith to stand, there's faith to hold ground. There's been a lot of talk about that during the season of difficulty, faith to keep holding on. But there's faith to break out, there's faith to press through. And there's faith to do something new that, in a sense, hardly makes any sense at all. The Christianity is not common sense. It really isn't. Remember, Jesus kept on training his guys by saying things like, now go to this town and you'll find a donkey that's no one's been on before. Just so say to them, the Lord has need of it. You think, wow, okay, let's do it then. Off we go. And they do, and the guy says, oh, okay, let it go. Then you'll find a room prepared. Just say the master has need of it. I mean, he constantly was telling them to go beyond their place of safety, beyond where they felt secure, where they were not making the choices. They're leaving the choices with God. I mean, that's the whole thing. Follow me. Where? Follow me. It's like to Abraham, go to a place where I will show you. But no, where I will show you. That's the way it all started. And so he did. He just said, I'll follow you. I remember when Wendy and I, my wife and I, were struggling at the end of Bible college about what do we do? Where do we go? What's going to come next? I had some radical things in my heart wanted to do. It wasn't obvious which way to go. And we were praying together one day, and I had a prophecy. And I wouldn't really encourage often people to expect prophecy was just too present. But I had a prophecy in which God said, I am the way. And it didn't solve anything, but it solved everything. We just felt such peace, such security, such a sense of joy. He's in charge, it's okay. We still didn't know what we were going to do, but that did come fairly soon after that. But our hearts were released. I'm the way, follow me. But I don't understand. Well, I didn't call you to understand. And for us, it was just total peace. And you remember at the end, when Jesus rose from the dead, and they'd gone fishing again, and they'd caught nothing. And then Jesus says to them again, throw their net the other side. And you get this shout of joy, it's the Lord, it's the Lord. And they jump in, and Peter jumps into the water. Because, beloved, that's what it's all about. That's the excitement of people going on a church plant, uproot and go to another town. Let's go. Go overseas with a church plant. Go to Istanbul. Go to Amsterdam. Go to Madrid. People have gone. They've gone with so little to go on, except Jesus said go. That's the way we're going to break through. I read a beautiful story from someone recently who went and prayed for someone in a park, just felt they should do it. Just stepping out of your comfort zone because God says go and do it. And that's what happened to these now. They're going to do something absolutely reckless, cut down to 300. Boy, God better turn up or we're in trouble. But of course, he did turn up. But you find out when you trust and obey.